Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you all today?
Great, ma'am.
But we still linger in the thoughts of magnificent personality of our school founder, Saint Chavra.
Yesterday, you enlightened us with enduring and unwavering relationship with mankind.
You are absolutely correct, children. He was a visionary leader of the time who envisaged many of the plans for the social and the spiritual progress of the society. Till date, his sayings are the guiding star for many.
Sayings? What sayings, ma'am?
Sayings? Sayings of Saint Chavra. Let us see them.
Doing is more valuable than saying.
Wealth must be spent for the well-being of people in need.
Giving alms is the best way to earn heavenly wealth.
You should be punctual in your daily routine.
When the children are old enough, send them to school.
You must find time to visit the poor and the sick.
After sending the children to school, the parents must inquire about the progress in their studies from time to time.
Unjust merchants will never get respect.
May you live in mutual charity and love.
Be kind and loving towards one another.
Children should be given good books that are worth reading.
Do not make strong bonds with the families that do not fear God and lack orders.
Bring up your children in such a way that they have deep faith in God.
Respecting and obeying the parents strengthen the unity of the family.
The only sweet consolation for a person experiencing trials and difficulties in this troubled world is the membership and life within a family where love, order, and peace reign.
A faithful friend is a precious wealth.
Please remember that as your houses grow in number, you must develop cordiality and affection among children born and brought up by the same mother.
Wealth must not be a cause for a breaking of friendship.
Your children are big treasures that the good God has entrusted you.
Even animals can retaliate, but to ignore wrong is only possible for the strong, prudent, and dignified man.
Children, you're God's investment in the hands of your parents.
One who is patient only when everything goes well with him is a weak person.
Do not let your children run about naked even inside the house.
Keeping bad books in your house is like hiding fire in straw.
Do not engage in unbecoming conversation in the presence of your children, thinking that they are too young to understand what you say.
Books of wisdom and philosophical knowledge help us to increase our devotion, and they are the treasures parents should preserve for their children.
Do not let children sleep in the same room with their parents.
Buy good books according to your capacity.
Do not let little boys and girls sleep in the same room.
Engage only God-fearing servants.
Do not leave children unattended while they play with others.
It is the responsibility of the masters of the house to take care of the moral conduct of their dependents and to watch over all their activities.
Do not trust careless servants. Often they are the ones who spoil the little ones.
Be careful to sleep at the correct time.
Parents should keep a close watch on the educational pursuits of their children.
Be careful to wake up early and punctually.
Ask your children about progress in their studies from time to time.
Those who do not obey their parents will have God's punishments in this life and life after death.
Parents must frequently ensure that their children are not trapped in undesirable friendship.
Parents, remember that it is your primary duty and responsibility to bring up your children well.
A regular timetable will help one to attain punctuality.
Avoid establishing relation with families that are indisciplined and are not found on the fear of God.
Let your strength be in regulating your life by self-control, piety and patience.
Consumption of alcoholic drink is odious before the world and very sinful before God.
Do not let the insults and quarrels of others to become the cause of hatred and enmity.
Don't humiliate a poor man nor create difficulties for him.
One who is humble is greatest among men.
In festivities and celebrations, spend only according to the prevalent custom and capacity.
Do not hate your brethren.
Select one friend carefully from 1,000. He who does not love God will neither love you.
Before trying to acquire more, try to improve the quality of your possessions.
God will not reside in a sinful heart.
Life should not become a loosely bound book.
Every person should maintain dignity in his words and deeds.
Let there be no day in your life in which you do not do some goods for others.
Desire that others love you and not that they hate you.
Be satisfied with what you have.
Surrender yourself to God's will in hardship and diseases.
Try to increase your wealth by sincere work.
The members of the family shall regard the elders with high esteem to live together with unity and solidarity.
Do not let all sorts of people freely move about your house.
If you wish others to forgive your wrongs, should you not forgive the evils done to you by them?
Let courteous and God-fearing people only involve in your family matters.
Each one shall forgive the shortcomings coming from others.
Here is a proverb. Tell me who your friends are, and I will tell you who you are.
The country that is divided against itself cannot survive. The families where there is discord between them will soon perish.
Make it clear that your house is not the place for indecent talks and uncharitable criticism of your neighbors or other people.
If you won't forgive among yourselves, how will others forgive you?
If the crime of another is being discussed in your house, the punishment for that crime will also fall on your house.
If you want others to forgive you tomorrow, should you not forgive them today?
The wealth of the family is not the quantity of the possessions, but in their quality.
The wealth and the blessings of the family consist in its peaceful existence without any quarrel.
Work according to your status of life.
To ignore wrong is only possible for a man who is a prudent, strong and a dignified man.
Doing no work is not a good habit for a respectable person.
Civil litigation destroys families
Laziness is the mother of all other vices.
unless it is absolutely necessary.
Work according to your status of life.
Try to clear all your debts at the earliest.
The luxuries of the extravagance will disappear like smoke.
Do not exhibit your wealth and power.
Do not let stolen things remain in your house even for just a short while.
He who starts himself as rich will soon have to beg.
Pay just wages to laborers.
He who displays all that he has is really a person of low standards.
Do not mix with the peoples who steal others' property because you share their sin and guilt.
Do not spend more than what you can on festivals and celebrations.
Do not deny or delay the payment of just wages to laborers.
It is better to light a small lamp than to blaze a haystack for a short time.
The family having fear of God will enjoy every divine blessings both in the world and the next.
If you do not light your lamp at daytime, you can light it at night.
Do not belittle or humiliate the poor.
Do not go around other houses and collect information about them.
Slander and foul talks in homes darken the lights in good families.
Do not connect relationship with families that despise order or have no fear of God.
Immodesty is disgraceful before God and men.
Friendship with God-fearing and disciplined people will be helpful to you.
Be exceedingly chaste, modest, and careful in all your moments while sitting, lying, playing, or walking.
Every Sunday, examine what your children have studied.
If the parents not love and respect each other, their children will neither love nor respect them. Do not send your children alone to stay with your relatives. Do not train your children in worldly habits of lying, cheating, or playing tricks for the sake of expediency, telling them it is the way of the world. Children who stay with the relatives may leave your house as angels and return as devils. When you detect faults in children, reprove them and punish them, develop in them a regard for truth and justice. Do not be very harsh or very lenient towards your children. Gentle words to children carry more weight than angry reprimands. Too much affection will make the children proud, while excessive harshness, anger, and punishment will make them desperate, dejected, and even unashamed. Once your children reach the age of 12, take care of them. Before inflicting corporal punishment, advise children prudently. When your children arrive at 12 years, keep them busily engaged at activities in home. Parents must be very moderate in blaming and punishing their children. Parents shall not dress up and embellish their daughter, for parents shall not dress up or embellish their daughter to show off their wealth or vanity. Children should be brought up in the best possible way and should be given all kinds of protection. The most desirable ornament for girls are modesty, devotion, silence, and control of her eyes. The mother should set an example to the children in honoring and loving the father. If your children have been slighted or insulted, you should not be provoked to bitterness. It is childish to react in this way. The father should express his love for his wife and mother of the children and respect her. Give your children due freedom to choose their vocation when they come of age. Refusal to work suits people who have no home or kith and kin.
Your children's consent must be ascertained before the marriages are arranged.
Drunkenness is disgraceful before the world and guilty before God.
In a marital relation, look more for character rather than wealth and status.
Riches amassed through deceit and fraud will melt away soon like snow.
Giving undue importance to wealth will cause deep grief to both parents and children.
Unjust trade involves risk both for soul and wealth.
Even if the children are grown up wiser and more capable, parents should never show their weakness before them.
Be more zealous about the people loving you than fearing you.
Parents should take steps to settle their children in their own homes.
Do not let beggars leave your home empty-handed.
Parents should arrange the division of family properties before they grow too old.
Do not refrain from giving alms wherever you can.
Children, you bound before God to respect your parents and never cause them any deep grief.
God has commanded man to help each other.
Worms would eat the wealth of a miser.
Extravagance and miserliness are both sinful.
Good friends will make you good.
The wealth of the miser will be devoured by worms.
Parents will be held accountable for disagreements among their children. Parents will be held accountable for disagreements among their children, arising as a consequence of their failure to make a just division of property in time.
These sayings of Jane Chawla will definitely motivate people of all the ages to lead a better social as well as a spiritual life.